It's time now for a look at the latest in local news. In the news, Jesup Police Department investigating a shooting which occurred on June 15th at an open lot across from 318 North 4th Street. Police say it happened last Saturday, June 15th. Officers were dispatched to that area in reference to a person being shot. When they arrived on scene, were told by several people that a person fired gunshots from a tan Ford F-250 and then left towards West Pine Street. Officers were told the victim was taken to Wayne Memorial Hospital in a personal vehicle. Once investigators and officers arrived on scene and began their investigation, it later led to an arrest of John Patterson Mobley. He's been arrested and charged with aggravated assault. Police say the investigation is ongoing and could lead to other charges. Jesup Police are encouraging anyone with information about this shooting to come forward and call the Jesup PD at 912-427-1300. They asked, did you ask for Investigator Burford? Once again, the shooting took place last Saturday, June 15th, at an open lot across from 318 North 4th Street. Special event held yesterday at Coastal Pines Technical College as Scrivener Mayor Jason Weaver hosted a training session and brought awareness to epilepsy. It was well attended. WIFO-FM had a chance to talk with Mayor Weaver and ask him how this event came about.
Here, Mayor Jason Weaver at the epilepsy training here at the Coastal Pines. Good turnout. And tell us, first of all, how you got involved in this.
Well, when I became a part of the Young Game Changers, which is a Georgia Forward program, top leaders and young leaders in the state, I met a gentleman that was a state representative for Clayton County. And upon us sitting around one evening talking, he told me about this AJ's Law and how they were he was involved with an organization that was trying to take it to all corners of the state because it needed to be put into basically seizure school safety. Is what the law intends for, and asked would I be willing to host one in Wayne County, and I said absolutely, because I mean that's something that's near and dear to me and my family's heart because of what we went through with Dylan.
Well, again, good crowd on hand. You got a lot of school personnel, a lot of emergency personnel, and pretty interesting training.
Yeah, it's been great. They've been great. They arrived into town yesterday. They stayed locally in a hotel and shopped in our downtown yesterday afternoon, so it's been a great event. Got school here, got the sheriff's department here, got police department here, got Scriven and Odom police departments are here, full fire department here, from chamber directors and downtown people. I mean, there's a great variety. I think we're touching about every entity of our organizations. Not even 911 directors here, which is key to me because if 911's called, Amy can handle that situation.
And you got AJ here as well.
Yeah, AJ's here. AJ's was 14 when this happened, and he's here today. He told his story, and he's here promoting his AJ's Law and just how proud he was. He actually told me that he used to visit Wayne County as a child with his dad to fish the Altamaha River. So that was odd that you just did that thing on Altamaha yesterday, and how it's a gem to our community. Well, there's a guy from Atlanta that used to come here as a kid with his dad just to fish the Altamaha in the summer.
Okay, Mayor, congratulations on the nice event.
Thank you so much.
And once again, those comments of Scrivener Mayor Jason Weaver. A.J. Taylor was on hand at the event. He was able to speak and tell a story about how Senate Bill 45 is now referred to as AJ's Law, which ensures students in Georgia receive care for epilepsy or a seizure disorder while attending school. WIFO-FM had a chance to meet and talk with A.J. Taylor at Thursday's event.
Here with A.J. Taylor here at this event, and again, this is important to you. It happened to you when you were 14. You're now in your 30s. So tell us, going back, the experience and how this transpired into an A.J. Law.
Yeah, so I was diagnosed at 30. I was diagnosed with epilepsy at 14. No one in my family had ever had epilepsy. And I was what we knew healthy for the most part. But I was in the shower at my parents' house, and all of a sudden they heard a loud fall. And they came in, and I was having a seizure. So once that happened, we went through the process, and I had a couple more seizures, and I was diagnosed with epilepsy. I remember after my first seizure, though, I went to school the next day, and I was telling my friends what had happened. And they said, isn't that the weird thing where you just fall on the ground and shake? So I knew at that point my life was going to be a little bit different. I was going to have to not only fight a stigma, but try to fight to keep my health in check every day. So at that point, I knew I had to do something different.
Once you're diagnosed, is there medicine that you take, or how does it work?
Yes, so of course everybody is different. Everybody everybody's body is different as well. So, of course, you go to a doctor. Usually, you get set up with a neurologist, is what the next process is. So, they start you on a medication, and you kind of work through, does that medication work for you, and different things like that. You might have a medication that works and controls the seizure, and some people stay on that medication for the rest of their life. For me, example, I've gone through 4 different medications. Just either if the symptoms of the medication are too, or the side effects of the medication are too much, or I started having seizures again on that medication.
And how did this become AJ's Law? How did that transpire?
Yeah, so in 2021, I was watching a video on Facebook, and I saw that Texas had just passed seizure-safe schools. So I was like, interesting, like, what is this? I never heard of that. I was already out of school at this point, but I was like, what is this? So I started doing my research, and I saw that Texas was the 3rd state to pass seizure-safe schools law. So I was like, is Georgia one of them? So I started researching, and Georgia, unfortunately, wasn't on that list. So I was like, all right, like, how can we make Georgia on this list? So I continued doing my research. I found another Facebook group that was called National Advocates for Seizure-Safe Schools. And I said, hey, just messaged them. I said, hey, I'm interested in getting this done in Georgia. So one of the heads of that page messaged me. Her name was Colleen Quinn, and she had passed seizure-safe schools in New Jersey with the help of the person who passed it in Texas. So they became my mentors in this process. So I was doing everything in Georgia as they were giving me kind of the knowledge of the process. We first introduced a seizure-safe schools bill in the 2022 legislative session. We introduced it a little bit too late in session, so there wasn't really any movement. But I was adamant about getting it passed, so we tried again in the 2023 session, and we got 2 unanimous votes, no votes. So both parties came together, and it was an amazing moment seeing AJ's Law get passed.
Yeah, I guess it was. But again, nice to meet you. Where do you reside now?
Yes, so I'm from Jonesboro, Georgia, but I currently live in Atlanta.
Okay, well, it's nice to meet you. And again, this is a good event. Glad Mayor Weaver brought to Wayne County. And again, a pleasure to meet you.
No, thank you so much, Bob. And of course, thank you to the mayor and the Epilepsy Foundation of Georgia for putting this on and having me here. I'm so excited.
And once again, those comments of A.J. Taylor, who Governor Kemp named A.J.'s Law after. Once again, the law makes certain that kids and families with epilepsy disorders do not have to wonder who will have their back. With education, we can beat the fear and stigma together. That's the purpose of Thursday's event at AT College, once again sponsored by Scriven Mayor Jason Weaver. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. In other news, the Wayne County Board of Education will have 2 meetings this coming Tuesday, June 25th at the Tech Center, the first at 5 p.m. for the purpose of public participation regarding the school board's proposed fiscal year 25 budget, which has gone for a close to $6 million increase from the previous year. This will be the second public hearing regarding the budget. Budget expected to be approved at the second meeting Tuesday at 6 p.m. as the budget's on the 6 p.m. agenda. Also on the 6 p.m. agenda, a discussion on the building of a new Ag Center and new ROTC facility. Both those projects passed when the voters passed the East Bluffs referendum, but both projects were put on hold at the last board meeting as the board voted to reject all 5 bids received on the 2 projects. Board member Kerry Yarbar asked for the directors of the 2 programs to be at the next board meeting. He said he'd like to talk with them, get their input. Yarbar just recently elected to the board in District 1. Also on the agenda, recognition of the Georgia Youth Apprenticeship Program, capital outlay projects, fiscal year 25 handbooks, a financial report, and executive session for personnel. And all this taking place Tuesday, the public hearing again on the budget at 5 p.m., the regular board meeting at 6 p.m., Tuesday, June 25th. Also meeting Tuesday, June 25th, and also having a public hearing on their proposed fiscal year budget is the Jesup City Commission. They've had their first reading. It was approved by a 5-1 vote with Commissioner Tim Caulfield voting against. City meets Tuesday at 7 p.m. at City Hall. This will take place of their July 2nd meeting as not to conflict with the July 4th holiday. Again, the city commissioner is also meeting Tuesday at City Hall. Reminder, the Cracker Williams pool is now open, and Wednesday, the first day of operation, about 70 people visited the pool on day 1. Hours are from 1 to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 11 to 5 on Saturday, closed on Sundays. Some of the rules: no alcohol permitted on pool premises, no smoking allowed, no pets allowed. Again, the pool open today between 1 and 6 p.m. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes in the news: Chamber of Commerce currently selling tickets to their annual Legacy Dinner that's scheduled for this coming Thursday, June 27th at 6 p.m. at the barn at Live Oak Ranch on Lanesbridge Road. Semi-formal attire tickets are $75 a piece. Simply stop by or call the Chamber at 912-427-2028. By the annual passing of the gavel from current President Mark Watson to incoming President Kristen Groover. Also, the announcements of the annual awards handed out by the Chamber: the Ambassador of the Year, Small Business of the Year, Business Leader of the Year, the Excellence in Agriculture Award to be handed out, and the Distinguished Service Award winner. All that taking place this coming Thursday, June 27th at the barn on Lanesbridge Road. Once again, the time, 6 p.m. If you need more information or tickets, contact the Chamber of Commerce at 912-427-2028. City of Scriven, once again, the place to be to watch the best fireworks show, and the fireworks are scheduled for Saturday evening, June 29th. After a full day of activities in Scriven, which will begin with a 1-mile walk and 5K race, which will begin at the Grace Community Center that Saturday morning, beginning at 7 a.m. with registration. The walk and run at 8 a.m. To register, call Scriven City Hall at 912-579-2211. Following the walk and run, they'll have the grand opening of the Dollar General Store. That's set for 10 a.m. Saturday, located 215 WJL Tire Street in Scriven. Then during the day, a full day of fun, vendors, music, all leading up to the fireworks show at dark. Again, all that taking place Saturday, June 29th in Scriven, Georgia. The weekend will kick off on Friday, June 28th, as local band Second Chance will once again perform a concert at the Scriven Fire Department from 8 to 10 p.m. It's a free event. Hot dogs and hamburgers will be on sale, with all proceeds going towards the Scriven Fire Department. Once again, all this taking place June 28th and 29th in the city of Scriven. If you need more information or all the details, call Scriven City Hall at 912-579-2211. And that'll do it for latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan, have a great day.